Y'all know when Latinos and Hispanics be like black Americans are next? They really thought that black Americans are immigrants. And that explains why they voted the way they voted. They tried to get us up out of here. But I gotta say to the Latino community, not only did your ESL classes, but the American educational system failed you tremendously. Because black Americans are not immigrants and we're not going anywhere. And this is how ill informed they are. They really think because they're in the middle between black and white that they're white adjacent, when that's far from the truth. It's only three categories that's broken down in this country. You have white Americans, you have non-whites, and you have black Americans. The people in the middle, y'all just extras in this movie. The main characters are the white Americans and the black Americans, and sometimes the Native Americans make a guest appearance. This country spent too much money, trillions of dollars, in painting black people as the bad guys. That's the default, to even get rid of black Americans, as sad as that may sound. And you know who's catching on quick, who's learning the game real quick? Africans and Caribbeans. That's why they're cosplaying as black Americans. They're not cosplaying as black Americans to trick us black Americans. They're doing it to trick white Americans because they don't want to be deported.
And you already know, on this channel, we hold racist Caucasian people accountable, because if we don't, who will? And before we get into this video, if you don't like black people, black issues, black talks, get to step. Yes, some Latino communities fought to be classified as white in the United States, particularly in the earlier 20th century. Organizations like the League of United Latin American Citizens advocated for this classification, arguing that Mexicans and other Hispanic groups were a white race. In 1929, the League of the United Latin American Citizens, a Mexican-American organization formed in Corpus Christi, Texas. One of their main organizing efforts was to get Mexican off the 1930 census. They protested, "We are white race. We are Americans." Make that make sense. So like I said yesterday, they really tried to vote and buy their way into whiteness, and they really thought they could trust Donald Trump. Now look at them. And to my people, tell me how many times you heard this from foreigners, any foreigner, how many times they say this? Oh, black Americans are lazy. Oh, we work harder than black Americans. How, Sway? No, y'all kiss more ass. No, y'all really want to be Caucasian. Tell me I'm lying. See, we don't kiss ass. We don't want to be Caucasian. We love being black. Then I said, wait. Take all that protest stuff to the real South, not to Atlanta, no, to the real South, where the real racist cops are, like Louisiana and Florida. Matter of fact, run the tape.
So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order. Not here, not in the state of Florida. So to make it real simple, if you don't want to have any of those things happen to you, obey the law. Go protest all you want. Do it peacefully. Stand on the mountaintops and yell your opinion, your views. We invite that. But don't you dare break the law, because it won't go well for you.
And when I say this, I have to be calm, but I need y'all to listen up. I'm going to say this respectfully to all the foreigners, not just the Hispanics, Latinos, no, all foreigners. Until y'all respect our ancestors that built this country, you going to always live in fear of being deported. You going to always have to kiss ass. You going to always have to pay them to be a citizen in America. And they still going to play in your face because y'all have to realize something. Our ancestors built this country. Our ancestors fought in this country. Our ancestors sacrificed for everyone in this country. Tell me I'm lying. And people still have the audacity to talk down on Black Americans, but y'all copy and steal everything we do. Our lingo, our style, our music. I can go on and on. Tell me I'm lying. And then, ironically, when things start getting real in the streets, when, oh, you can't vote your way into whiteness, oh, you can't pay your way into whiteness. I don't care how much money you have. They not letting you in the big house. I'm telling you, they not. You didn't even pay your dues. They still not gonna let you in. Even if you pay your dues, it's all a scam. Everything is a scam, and you fell for it. You try to go behind our backs and double back to get ahead of us, and it blowed up in your face. And y'all asking us to come out there, to come out in the streets this summer so they can line us up. Y'all want us to put our life on the line for y'all. When y'all try to play in our faces, what? But when we going through things in these streets, and this is daily, we're not talking about once a year, twice a year. When things are going on with our people, where y'all at? No one is there to speak up for Black people. We all we got. For example, you got Black women in these hospitals on the daily, every single day. No one is fighting for this. We fighting for this. But you got Black women that's going into labor and they being murdered by these hospitals. They being murdered on purpose by these doctors. The hospital's not saying anything. Matter of fact, they created laws so you can't even sue the hospital when they do these type of stuff. And all the hospitals do to these doctors, the doctors still get to work there. Either they still get to work at that hospital or they move them to another hospital and there's no outrage. Imagine losing someone you love, your mother, your sister, your auntie, your niece, and nothing is done about it. You crying every day. That's what our people going through. Kids growing up without their mother because they dying on purpose in these hospitals. So if you get pregnant, you don't know if you're going to live or die. I'm telling you, it's cold out here when it's up to our people. Let's move on to the next example. We got Black men in prison, while handcuffed, being beaten to death while handcuffed by 15 to 20 prison guards. And what you think go happen? These dudes going home. They not even getting arrested when this happened. They going home. I'm speaking from the heart right now. They going home and they got to wait 3-4 months. Then they could turn themselves in. Just to turn themselves in, just to be released 30 minutes later on $1,500, $2,500 bond. Make that make sense. And where's the outrage? No one is fighting for this. People acting like this not even going on. Where's the Latino community? Where's the Hispanics? Where's the Mexicans? Where are they? They nowhere to be found, but they calling on us to go in the streets this summer so these cops can line us up. So they've been waiting to line us up, to have an excuse to line us up. They've been waiting. They've been trying to bait us to go out there. Y'all want us to go out there and help y'all, but y'all not speaking up for the men that's in prison being murdered on purpose. And these prison guards just going home, living their life like nothing ever happened. Tell me I'm lying. And let's move on to the next one. These sundown towns. You just had twins in Georgia murdered on top of a mountain. You had a firefighter that took pictures of their dead bodies and sent it all over social media. And they still released them out of jail. And everyone acts like nothing ever happened. Everyone just moved on while that family is still suffering. I can talk about more stories in these sundown towns, but you gotta think about it. When this happens to us in these sundown towns, now the camera's not working, now technology not working. Now everyone is playing dumb. Tell me I'm lying. And I can go on and on. So no, we stand home. We're not helping y'all in these streets. We're not going to LA. I'm in New York right now. I'm not going outside to help these. Hell no, what I look like, because y'all really want a seat at the table. Y'all really want to be white. Tell me I'm lying. And it's a must. I say this before I go. I have to say this before I go. And I'm going to try to be calm as I say this because I have so much passion for my people, especially when they try to disrespect us. I'm like, how, Sway? But you have to pay attention to the media, bro. Like I say, the media has always been our ops, and they always cater to everybody else. If you go on TikTok right now, they gonna make you, even though they know at heart, black people are not, we are not haters. We have love inside of our hearts. Even if we know you don't rock with us, we can look on TikTok and be like, damn, man, I do feel bad that this is happening to people. That's how we feel at heart. But they make us, they make us turn up. Sometimes we have to turn up because people try to play in our faces. But you go on TikTok, they want you to feel sorry for what's going on for these people. But if you remember about this media of what they did to our people during Hurricane Katrina, you had cops that was really out there lining people up, murdering people, drowning people, shooting people, and the media was having fun with this shit. They was having so much fun, they start calling our people refugees, like real life in America, calling them refugees. Had some of them laughing, all type of stuff. Even when our people marching, the whole discussion turns into, oh, they looting. And it could be a few people that's just stealing. They'll say everyone has to suffer. So I'm like, nah, it's time for us to keep that same energy. And I love to see what I see, bro. I love that we are keeping that same energy. We know, letting these people, no longer letting these people just get over with the way they treat us, because our ancestors did too much in this country so they can sit back and do their reporting news. Our ancestors built this goddamn country. So, like I say, good luck to y'all. And, I hope y'all be safe. But the next time y'all decide to disrespect Black Americans, disrespect our ancestors, just remember, y'all not even. And look, I can't even lie. I had to edit that part out, but I'm going to say it again. The next time you decide to disrespect our ancestors and disrespect Black Americans, just remember, you're not even from here. I'm out.
That's a nice family right here.
Hey, one, two.
That's a great family.
Hey, we're getting on. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Where you guys from?
Colombia. Colombia?
And you stand with Trump. Mm-hmm. What do you say to someone that says Trump doesn't like Latinos?
Trump is family. Yes.
De familia.
Yeah,
Trump is not familia.
Yeah, it's protection for USA.
Yeah. Well said. God bless you.
We don't want communism.